Welcome to Issues and Answers with your host, Diane Art. Issues and Answers is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. And now, Issues and Answers with your host, Diane Art.
Welcome to the program. I'm Diane Art. When I'm wearing this hat, you know what it's time for. It's time for fun, excitement, togetherness, friends, a lot of out-of-towners coming to visit, shopping, good food, green chili, cool mornings, of course, those nice warm afternoons, and of course, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. On the program today, we're going to be talking about, of course, what else? Balloons, hot air balloons going up in the skies in our beautiful October mornings. So please stay with us as we discuss the fiesta and something new. It's called Balloon Fiesta Live. What could that be? We're going to find out right after this. Stay with us. I forgot to tell you about my glow stick. When you go to the fiesta, you need a glow stick because you get there when it's really dark in the morning, and then of course the balloons come up, but if you go in the afternoon, it's going to be light and then dark for the balloon glow. We're going to talk today about the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. It's here, and also it's Balloon Fiesta Live, and I'm saying, what could that mean? Well, my guest today, Art Lloyd Jr., is going to tell us all about Balloon Fiesta Live, and I bet you know this face. Welcome to the program,
Thanks,
Art
Diane.
Lloyd
It's great
Jr.
to be here.
He, of course, is a champion of the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, but also a well-known face around New Mexico, and especially for viewers of the news, the former Channel 13 KRQE, or now it was
actually KGGM at the time.
Tell me a little bit about your past at KGGM, Art Lloyd Jr.
Well, actually, I got started at KGGM back in 1983, and we can talk about that's also when I got started with Balloon Fiesta, because I was doing a radio. I was the news director at a couple of radio stations. And I was actually, on the Thursday before Balloon Fiesta, I recorded a show similar to this with Balloon Fiesta. I was in your position with Balloon Fiesta officials. On Thursday, it was going to air on Sunday. Well, like happens in radio, if you're good, you get fired. I got fired on Friday, went out to Balloon Fiesta and said, hey, got some work, I can help you out because I don't have to be at work anymore. And so they hooked me up with the media committee at Balloon Fiesta, and I've not left since. So started there in 1983. After Balloon Fiesta, I got hired on at Channel 13 as a reporter, worked my way up through anchors. 1990, actually produced an entire hour-long special on Balloon Fiesta that aired the Friday night before, and did a live half-hour show at the second Special Shapes Rodeo on that Friday afternoon back in 1990.
Just yesterday.
Oh yeah,
just yesterday.
yeah.
And now
longer ago than most people are alive these days.
Well, that's why we're refreshing all of our memories.
There
We
you go.
know Art Lloyd Jr., but
Yeah.
from somewhere. Did I see him at church? Did
yeah,
I see him at the
somewhere.
girl? Oh no, he was on
I was on the
KGGM Channel 13 News as an anchor for years and
Yep.
years and years.
Yep.
And now we see Art Lloyd Jr. on Balloon Fiesta Live. What the heck is Balloon Fiesta Live?
Balloon Fiesta Live is a live stream of all 14 sessions of Balloon Fiesta. It kind of got its start about 9 years ago. I started becoming one of the announcers at Balloon Fiesta, replacing Tommy Rutherford. And we frankly had some coordination issues between what was going on, the PA system, the balloon of the day, the national anthem singer, and there was just some coordination issues.
Kind of a lot of events going on.
A lot of things
happening at one time live.
And it's a huge field. And so we had a meeting post Balloon Fiesta, and we said, we got to fix this coordination thing. So we started throwing out a lot of brainstorm things, and it was kind of like, if we could see what was going on another part of the field, that would really help. Oh, well, we'll put some cameras up. Well, if you're going to put some cameras up, why don't we just stream the whole thing? Let's get into the world of streaming. Let's put this show up for people who can't come to Balloon Fiesta for whatever reason. Let's show it to them. So we did it kind of as an experiment the next year. Didn't even tell anybody about it until Friday the night before. That's how new and cutting edge type of thing this really was. And we had like 10,000 viewers that first morning with no advertising, no pluses, no nothing. And so we knew we had a hit on our hands, and so we've been working to improve it ever since. So it is a live stream, all 14 sessions. You will have 6 or 7 different camera angles of what's going on, expert commentary from myself, and I have a new co-host this year. Ted Mays is joining me, longtime Albuquerque balloonist, has recently relocated to Pittsburgh. He was at the first Balloon Fiesta in 1972 when he was 3 years old. So he hasn't missed a Balloon Fiesta. And we should tell your viewers, you will be joining us on the Balloon Fiesta live team as well as our on-field reporter. So not only do you get to see all the balloons and you get to hear from Ted and myself, but we're going to have you down there interacting with pilots and crew and guests and anybody else interesting down there on the field to kind of just bring you every little piece of Balloon Fiesta we can. I like to say it's the second best thing to be in there, but in some ways it's even better because you get to see more things and you get that expert in your ear, if you will, as to what's going on and explaining the different things.
And I told you, Art, I watch Balloon Fiesta live. It's easy on your laptop. And I'd sometimes in the mornings, it's like, oh, do I go? I'm not sure of the weather. Well, let's just turn on Balloon Fiesta Live, see what's going on from the comfort of my bed. And then, of course, the glows, too. You can't go every day.
14
well, really,
sessions in 9 days. Yeah. It's a lot.
Well, you'll be going there every day. I'll be going there every day.
Yeah.
But the comfort of just watching Balloon Fiesta Live from the comfort of your home and the expert commentary. How did you become an expert on the balloons?
Shortly after I started with Balloon Fiesta, I got hooked into the ballooning community. I joined a balloon crew in 1984, and so I started learning about ballooning, and then the particular pilot that I was with said, you know, my crew, my regular crew, needs to have a feel for how the balloon flies and how to fly the balloon in case there was ever any kind of an emergency. So she would give us these little mini lessons in firing off the burner, pulling the vent line. Once I did that, I was hooked. I had to get my pilot certificate. So I bought a balloon in 1990 and flew it for a number of years, flew it at Fiesta for 5 years. I still fly. I don't own that balloon anymore. It just died. Fabric wears out and it moves on. So I'm lucky to fly some friends of mine's balloon on a fairly regular basis. And so I've just stayed involved with ballooning for a long time. I've done lots of different things at Balloon Fiesta. And it's just one of those things that I've just been involved in wherever, and so that kind of helps me figure out what's going on, who's out there. I'm also the announcer at 2 other balloon rallies in the country, so I get to see different pilots there as here. So I've been doing the announcing stuff for about 9 years now.
And again, when we speak of announcing, if you haven't seen Balloon Fiesta Live, you perhaps have seen Art on the big, huge screen at Balloon Fiesta when he would be doing Balloon Fiesta Live, but it'd be broadcast. Do we call it still broadcast?
I call it a show. Yeah,
streamed
technically
on the big
it's a stream.
So if you're buying things at the concession after you're watching the balloons, you still saw Art there talking about the balloons, and a lot of these folks are your friends as they fly over your what it's called rooftop studio.
Yeah, as the balloons come over the top, a lot of times we'll have pilots hollering down, "Good morning, Art," you know, and that kind of stuff. And so we'll try and call them out and holler back at them as well. You know, they're all hams as well. They want to be on TV too. You know, so they get our attention thinking we're talking about them. Unfortunately, what they haven't figured out, if they're directly overhead, we can't point a camera straight up. We're kind of, pointed out more horizontal. So we've probably already seen them and talked to them.
And how many cameras do you have across the field?
We have 6 camera locations, maybe 7 actually. And we have 2 that are mobile. One will be on the field with you. One will be in a balloon. We have one at Pilots Briefing. We've got 2 down on the roof with us. We've got one on the north end of the field, so we see what's happening on the north end. And we have one along the Main Street stage, which is about halfway down along the east side. So we get a nice view of the field, and like I said, those balloon camera shots, when you're lifting off from the field and you just see the ground move away and you see the expanse of people below from that shot, it's just great. And it's a shot you don't see if you go to Balloon Fiesta because not too many people get a ride and are able to look down and see that. I mean,
But it's a sensation.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's a sensation of being in the balloon. What time do you think that balloon usually goes off? Because you only have one camera and it only can lift off once unless we have the box and it circles around. But for that shot, usually 7:30-ish?
Well, it kind of depends on which balloon is flying it, because it doesn't always fly in the same balloon every single day. And our balloons launch in waves. So we'll send off a wave of balloons, usually starting at the south and at the middle, working towards the north, and then we'll do it again. So depending on whether our balloon camera balloon is in the first wave or the second wave, or what row they're assigned to, et cetera. So it depends. The other part of that shot, though, is we'll get shots from the air throughout the entire flight, and usually at the landing. Multiple times they've done splash and dashes in the Rio Grande. So we'll get to experience a splash and dash from our balloon camera as well.
And it's just the sensation of being in the balloon.
Yeah.
What is the sensation to you, Art Lloyd Jr., about being in a balloon?
Oh, it's so peaceful. It's just so calm. You literally are floating when you're in a balloon. People say, oh, I'm surprised there's no wind. Well, it's because the balloon becomes a particle in the wind, and it's moving right along with it. So once the balloon gets in the air, there is no wind. You just don't feel that. And the sensation of just floating along, you hear the dogs, you hear the people, you hear the people in the cars and stuff on the ground below. Other than that, the only noise is when you fire off the burner to keep the heat in, keep yourself flying.
It's funny, you leave all the excitement of the Balloon Fiesta field, right? All the zebras blowing their whistles, people clapping and cheering when you take off.
You're not very far off the ground when all that moves away. You're right.
It just disappears. Right. And you're able to show that on Balloon Fiesta Live.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Actually, I like to tell people, come out to the Balloon Fiesta field, witness the thing in person, then go home and watch the archive of our show, because you will have your memories of what you did and saw that particular morning or afternoon. Then you can go home and watch it and you can say, oh, I saw that. Oh, I missed that. I missed that. Oh, that's what was happening there. So you can go back and relive it that way. And of course, you can go back and relive all the past 7 years of Balloon Fiesta. They're all archived on our website.
Where do we find that website?
BalloonFiesta.com, and it's an easy one. BalloonFiesta.com, and if you go under this year's event, look for Balloon Fiesta Live, and there's a whole page there. There's links to all 14 shows for all 7 the past years.
Easy to find this.
Including the year we didn't have a Balloon Fiesta Siesta in 2020. We still did shows with historical footage and interviews. And we got people that did fly, not for Balloon Fiesta, but we did have live shots from around the world of different people flying on that day, just because we fly balloons the first week in October in Albuquerque, but it's known around the world.
The tab is very easy to find. Balloon Fiesta Live events.
Yeah, this year's event.
This year's events, and just third tab.
Or do a search for Balloon Fiesta Live. It'll be there.
Yeah. What do you hear from people around the world since this is streamed? I mean, we love people in New Mexico and the United States watching, coming to Balloon Fiesta, but you get a lot of reaction from other folks.
We do. We have as many people watch us online as show up on the field. And they're all in the chat rooms, whether it's in the Facebook chat room or in the YouTube chat room, because you can watch it on those 2 platforms as well as our website. So there's 3 outlets that you can get the stream from. And then in the chat rooms, and we're monitoring the chat and we're interacting with you. So if you ask a question, we can go ahead and respond to your question there. So, and the other part of this is we've got some very knowledgeable viewers who will tell us, we're saying, I'm not sure who's piloting that balloon, or I don't know the name of that balloon. And our viewers will tell us. They'll chat it in there, and so we get that kind of information. But we get feedback that says, oh, I want to come to Balloon Fiesta. I was there this year. Hey, I'm out here on M4 or whatever square they are on the field. We get that. During the glows, when we do an all burn or a flicker burn, they're hitting the flame emojis in the chat room, so they're participating right along with us during the balloon glows.
They're like on the show. Well, they're on the show.
They're there. They're part of the show. They are absolutely part of the show.
Because you can so you monitor 3 different chats?
Really 2 chats, Facebook and YouTube. The feed that's on our website is actually the YouTube feed.
Okay.
So yeah, so we're watching those two chat rooms. Those are the two places to interact with us.
I have chatted too. I've said, I'm watching,
Yeah.
it's 6:30 a.m. I'm watching.
Yeah, the other thing that we get is we get the people like over in Europe, and we say good morning, and they say good afternoon, because our Mass Ascensions, it's afternoon tea time over there. And many times they won't watch the balloon glows live because it's still the very early morning hours. So they'll get up, have their breakfast, watching the glow from the night before.
That's remarkable.
It is.
Incredible.
It's really cool.
So you're watching the balloons coming over, saying hi to your friends. You're watching the 7 cameras on the fields. Plus, you're answering all these chats.
Yeah.
Trying to answer the chats.
We don't get all of them answered. Yeah, and part of this is also some coordination as well. As the executive producer of the show, I'm making sure that we've got all these different things timed, because we cover everything. We cover the drone show. We cover the fireworks. We get the balloon of the day. We get the national anthem. We get all of those, and those are all on. Well, they're all on a scheduled time because everything's happening live. Those times might shift by a few minutes. And so, yeah, coordinating all of that is another chore. But like I said, I learned how to do that way back in 1990 when I did it live. I anchored the show and produced it from the field for the second Special Shapes.
Art Lloyd Jr., that is multitasking at its ultimate.
This year I've added some additional behind-the-scenes team people, and so I'm turning some of that coordination over to them. And it's going to be fine.
The show airs live, Balloon Fiesta live, 6 a.m. to 9 more or less. What time?
Yeah, it starts at 6 every morning, regardless of what's going on. Pilot's briefing starts at 6, so that's when we pick that up. Dawn Patrol starts at 6. Krispy Kreme Glow on those mornings at 6:30. Mass Ascensions, or whatever our big flights are, about 7, right after the national anthem and the balloon of the day. And we go until the balloon activities are done. On Mass Ascensions, most of the time the balloons are launched by about 8:30, so we might go till 8:30 or 9. On competition days, though, and that would be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, competition is open till 9:30, so we're on till 9:30 or possibly 10.
Of course, Mass Ascension, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
Saturday, and then Wednesday is the
Flight of the Nations
Mass Ascension.
And then the following Saturday, Sunday.
And then, of course, they don't just stop in the morning. They got the afternoon events.
Oh, yeah. You got the glow. You got all the glow ones as well.
Oh, boy. So those glows are Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right.
Woo!
5 of them.
5. What time do you start?
We start at 6 o'clock again.
Oh, 6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Oh.
So it really works out nice because we start at 6. Doesn't matter if it's a.m. or p.m. We start at 6. Mountain Time, which just happens to be 0 UTC or Zulu or Greenwich Mean, whichever one you know those by, and 1200. So it even hits the nice hours if you're working off coordinated time zones as well. The night glows start at 6. We'll show you the fast tracks jump, the team fast tracks. They jump in with the flag.
What time is that usually?
They actually jump live at 5 o'clock. We'll play it back at 6. When we come on the air.
Because there are a lot of people, by 6 o'clock, there are a lot of people at the field. I think the field opens, 3:30? 3:30,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
So people are out in the field shopping, eating,
Yep.
and the first event they see is the fast tracks, skydiving
Yep, Team Fast Tracks jumps in with the flag and some little pyrotechnics and smoke and some aerial displays and things like that. And then 6:30 is when we'll move to the actual glow. And so the balloons will start setting up about 6:30 for the balloon glow. We'll do our balloon glow. That'll last till close to 7:30. We've got a drone show at 7. Team Fast Tracks is back at 7:30, and they jump with their own fireworks. With their own fireworks. The drone show at 7:45. The full fireworks show at 8 o'clock. Not to mention entertainment that's on the Main Street stage. A band at 5, a band at 8. Yeah. You will not be bored at Balloon Fiesta no matter which day you come.
Beautiful. No matter which day.
No matter
and then
which
the
day.
competition, you're doing Balloon Fiesta live, the competition mornings. And there are 4 competition mornings?
Yes. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday again. So what happens on those days is about half the balloons will take off from the field, just like a Mass Ascension. They're not competing. Those guys up and away. all of the competitors, nearly 300 competitors, will go somewhere else with their balloons, find a launch site, and attempt to fly back into the field because the targets are on the field. So we rope off an area, or flag off an area there, and on Thursday and Friday there'll be poles, and they're going to attempt to throw a ring over the top of the pole. Other days there'll be X's or triangles, and they've got a beanbag marker that they're going to attempt to throw into the center of the X, etc. Typically on Monday, we have the Sid Cutter Memorial, which means we put a little boat out there in the field, and you attempt to put your marker on the bow of the boat. If it falls off the boat, it's just like it fell into the water. And so the score is not as good if it falls off, but if you get it on the boat or in the boat, those are the best scores. And Balloon Fiesta Live will now let us, the Fiesta people will let us take a camera and me literally right into the target zone. So we'll have a camera in there, we'll be right there, we'll be able to bring you close-up shots that you can't see anywhere else of these guys coming in, throwing the markers, explain the different competitions because they change daily. We'll be able to give you all that information as well. That's why even if you watched it live, go home and figure out what the competition was.
Because you might, I mean, you might be
might not know.
Well,
You
you
might
might
not
be
hear
at
it.
one and field, you
Yeah.
hear the whooping, woohoo, when they hit the target, but you might be at the other end.
Well, on
so
Thursday,
like, let's run there. Oh no, we missed it. So watch it, Balloon
on
Fiesta
Thursday
Live.
and Friday, there's actually 5 targets. There's 5 poles. Actually, there's more than that. There's 5
Oh,
poles
boy.
and usually 4 targets. So there could be up to 9 or 10 different targets on Thursday and Friday that they're going for. And there's no way you can watch them all.
No commercial breaks in there.
No commercial breaks.
So it's straight live
Straight live.
streaming of Balloon Fiesta.
Yep.
And you're right. The cool thing is you can be a part of it. And I've seen in the chats, people are chatting. I mean, you're busy announcing the balloons. They're chatting with each other.
Oh, yeah.
They're chatting
Yeah.
to each other, leaving Art Lloyd Jr. out of it. He's busy talking. They go, hey, good to hear from you. Good to see you.
Just as
Oh,
you
it's
would do
just
if you were on
crazy.
the field with your friends. You're going to be having those conversations. So yeah, we bring it to everybody.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Has it changed through the years, the program?
I think it's gotten better over the years. That first one I told you was kind of an experiment. We learned a lot that year about camera angles and shots and being able to really make everything work. We hired a production company to do the technical side of this for us. And every year it just gets better. We get better audio, everything's just better. Better shots, better angles. The camera people have been with us since the beginning. They now know what to go after. And so we just continue to tweak it every year. And we always throw a little surprise into the show as well. Last year, for our Balloon Fiesta Live viewers, we actually gave away Balloon Fiesta Live license plates. So the idea here is that we told you how to enter the contest, and you would put your name and contact information in there, and then we drew 3 names every session and sent you a free Balloon Fiesta Live license plate. Of course, this uses the balloon license plate that was popular here in New Mexico for a while. I don't think you can get these anymore.
I think I have an old car. I still have it on my car.
There's a lot of these still out there, but now you can still get another one. We're going to do this again. Thanks to our friends at the Sign Store, they make these available to us, and so we've changed the design only slightly, but we'll have these available for Balloon Fiesta Live viewers.
And you've got the postcards.
as well.
What are those?
Well, and that's what's new this year is that if you go shopping at balloonfiestastuff.com.
Oh, I was going to say I go to the store. So that's where I get
Okay.
I go in person.
But
Okay.
here's the deal. If you're watching Balloon Fiesta Live, we're going to give our viewers a special discount code at balloonfiestastuff.com, which is the online version of the store, and you'll be able to get, I think it's 10% off your clothing, your sportswear. So yeah, watch the show, enter to win a license plate, and get your discount for the online store.
And you've got your hat. I've got a jacket.
Oh, well, yeah,
I bought this in person at the store. That's why. Look at this. I love these little bags, string. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so much to
There
buy.
are, there
There's
is.
so much at the concessions at the official Balloon Fiesta tents. And of
But
course,
I would encourage folks to shop now and avoid the lines at the merchandise tents.
I did.
Good.
I got 52. This is year 52.
Right.
Good, because I got the pin 52.
Good. There's 3 different versions of those.
I think I got the turquoise.
You get the turquoise one?
Yeah, I got
That's
the
one of the more
turquoise.
popular
I
ones.
got the turquoise. I knew it was going to sell out.
Yeah.
And of course, Embrace the Sky, October 5th through the 13th.
Free bumper stickers included with every order. You can pick them up on the field. You can pick them up at our office. And an insider tip for your viewers, On Friday of Balloon Fiesta, the 2025 bumper stickers will be made available, which means the theme for 2025 will be available. You can be the first to change the bumper sticker from 2024 to 2025. That's on the Friday of Balloon Fiesta, so basically at the end of the week. We're already talking about 2025.
It's
Number
time
53.
53. And again, where can you get the bumper stickers? In the official tent or online, or where do you get those?
Yeah, you can get those if you order something from our store, online store. If you walk into the gift shop at 4401 Alameda, you can pick them up there. They'll be at our information booths on the field. I think we'll have them in our merchandise tents. They're going to be in a lot of different places. And again, come the Friday of the week, we'll flip them from 2024 to 2025.
And I think you have something else there.
We were talking about merchandise, and one of the things that's really popular in our store are our pins. You mentioned buying the turquoise 52 pin. I told you there's 3 variations. Balloon Fiesta makes approximately 200 pins every year. Now, about 100 of those go to Special Shape Pilots, and the only place you can get those is to go see them or visit the pin manufacturer, Plano Pins. There's another big group that is handed out to individual groups, I would say, like Balloon Fiesta Live, like our launch directors, like our safety officials. Excuse me. Those people have pins. And then there's a whole bunch of pins that are available for retail, like you just purchased the other. So I was actually have the Balloon Fiesta Live pin. I know you can't see this. I'll get artwork that we can put up on the screen. But I wanted to, I got those yesterday. So I wanted to give you the first Balloon Fiesta Live pin that we'll be handing out at Balloon Fiesta.
I got a spot right here for it.
Well, that's perfect.
Perfect.
That's perfect for it. So we'll have those. You'll have some to be able to hand out. So if folks find you on the field or find me on the field, they'll be able to see if they can get a Balloon Fiesta Live pin. We'll have cards to go with that as well. So yeah.
I say to folks, rest now, rest up now, because you're going to be busy. And again, we hope you make it out there. But if you can't, you can watch Balloon Fiesta Live with Art Lloyd Jr., Ted Mays, Diane Kinderwater on the field, and you're going to be wearing your hat.
And I'll be wearing a hat like this, so yeah. So that's how I'll look. You'll have yours, I'll have mine.
And we can visit you at the south end of the field is your studio. Rooftop studio, south end of the field.
Yeah, we don't let people up there, but you can holler at us from the ground and wave at us from the ground, or catch us after the show as we come down from there. That's all fine too.
Everything's great and fine. Thank you, Art Lloyd Jr., for being part of this program. And thank you for watching, and KCHF TV for bringing you Issues and Answers with Diane Kinderwater. Make it a great week. It's Balloon Fiesta time. It's got to be great. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Issues and Answers with your host Diane Kinderwater is presented as a public service to inform, educate, and better the lives of New Mexicans. To comment on today's program or to purchase a copy of any Issues and Answers program, visit sunbroadcasting.org or call us at 505-345-1991.